Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Danny. This is flosstube number 92. Today is the 1st of August, so Arbitrary August is going to start today, which basically means I'm now doing an update video showing you everything I stitched on so far this week, talking a little bit about Arbitrary August and my plans for Arbitrary August, and then I'm going to end this video and do a second one, which will be a whip parade, where I show you all my whips, talk a bit more about Arbitrary August, and yeah, so that's kind of the plan. This update video will definitely be uploaded today. The whip parade, I'm trying to upload today, but with 2 videos and all the editing and stuff, probably the whip parade is a little bit longer than my update. So it might happen that I will only upload the whip parade tomorrow, which I suppose should be fine as well. So yeah, I think that's it. So I have stitched on 5 projects this week. I planned to stitch on 6 and it did not work out, but I talk about that a little bit further down the road. First, let's start with travel stitching. Travel stitching for me is the Hello Sunshine Sale by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and on Wednesday part number 3 has been released. So that's what the whole thing is going to look like, or what part 3 finished will going to look like. Part 3 was the one on top with the dragonfly and a lot of those other leaves. I'm still stitching on part 2 and I will finish part 2 before I move on to part number 3. So, okay. And that is what it's going to look like with part 2 finished. So that's first of all my goal before I then move on to part number 3. So I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So basically I finished exactly 2 colors, being the orange, all in here, and then I moved over to the green and did all of the green over there. Okay, I'm not super happy with how I'm sitting here. I think I have to change that. But yeah, this is the Hello Sunshine Sale so far. I have now finished 9 out of 14 colors. The next color is a big one. So yeah, I hope to actually finish this one maybe, or part 2, maybe next week. So I have about 3 weeks left to finish part number 3. That would be pretty cool, but we will see about that. With Arbitrary August, there is the chance this one gets called for a whole day. So that should get me really good progress. Probably not a whole part. I'm not that fast of a stitcher, but maybe good progress. That would be amazing. So I'm stitching this one on 28 count 1/1 4 crosses. I have a lot of margin on the sides because I ordered the kit. And if you order the kit with 28 count even weave, Sally, so the owner of Caterpillar Cross Stitch, intends you to stitch 2/2, and I'm stitching 1/1. This is the 3rd of those trees I'm stitching. All 4 have been released. I have finished the autumn one and the winter one. This is now the summer tree, and yeah, the spring tree I have already at home, and I'm going to start that probably the end of October. So yeah, this is my Hello Sunshine Sale. Super happy about that one. I know I just finished 2 colors, but I at least stitched on it and I finished 2 colors, so I'm really happy about that. Better than nothing. So yeah, that's that one. Now let's move to my normal rotation. And my daily piece for this week, which I only stitched on for 6 days instead of my normal 7, is Sleepy Hollow by Glen & Place. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I worked basically on this part over here. because I want to finish the first row of pages this year, and the tree I have already completely done in the first row of pages. So yeah, I concentrated on the right half of the piece. So I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. And you might have seen I moved a little bit closer to the camera, or the camera closer to me. I think it's better so I can show you the pieces a little bit better. Yeah, this is where I'm at. So what did I do? Every day I stitched one length of the thread in the moon, which is a Karen Water Lilies, which is amazing to stitch with. And then one length of thread with something else. First concentrating on the pumpkin head. So I finished all the cross stitches in there. There's a lot of back stitching still missing, but I at least finished the cross stitches. And then I moved over into the border and stitched 2.5 lengths of black in the border. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. This one is stitched on a 28 count casual linen 2/2. The casual linen is by Picture This Plus in the colorway Haunted. The needleminder is from Denka Designs. And I think on Caterpillar Cross Stitch, the Sunshine Cell, the needleminder was as well from Denka Designs. I forgot to say that. This one is stitched with anchor colors because anchor is the called for in this piece. And I actually can get anchor a little bit easier than I can get DMC here in Germany. So yeah, it was the obvious choice. There is a DMC conversion on the chart, but as I said, anchor is a little bit easier to get, so I took that. Yeah, as I said, the moon is a Karen Water Lilies. I think it's called Lemon and Lime. It's beautiful and I love it, and I stitched quite a bit down here, so you can see the shape of the horse already. And there's a little bit more down here and over here in the moon for the first row of pages. There, so under the pumpkin head, there will be coming his hand. So yeah, here's a little bit of moon left, over here's a little bit of moon left for the first row of pages, and then there's a bit more down here. So not a lot of moon left, which is good because I do not have a whole lot of thread left. So I ordered one skein. I think the one skein will be enough, but there will be not a whole lot of leftover. It's a big moon. So yeah, that's what I did. As I said, there's a lot of backstitching missing in the pumpkin head. So you can see I did a little bit of backstitch up here and over there when I had leftover thread from the tree. But yeah, still quite a bit to do. Then I moved with the black into the border. Those pumpkins are not done yet. They're missing the darkest orange around them. And then I realized the border out here and in here is completely backstitched, and I totally missed that. So next time I stitch on this one, I probably finish all the things inside the border over here and then start backstitching the border from down here and moving over to the other side. I completely missed that, so yeah, I have to do that. I thought about leaving it out, but I think it will look kind of cool, so I'm actually going to do it, although it takes a lot of time probably. But yeah, that's my Sleepy Hollow. I'm super happy with this one. Yeah, I'm quite sure it will come out during Arbitrary August. I hope so. But we will see about that. And I talk about that in the next video. So that's that. And then my normal rotation. Basically on Monday I did not get anything else done except for my daily piece. So I then had 5 days left. I decided 2 days on Dragon Dancer because I finally want to finish that page. And then 1 day for each of the other projects, which turned out kind of good, except for yesterday. Yesterday I had a late shift, so before that I sat down to stitch and I just really did not feel like it and did not have a whole lot of time, so I did not pressure myself to stitch and thought, okay, when I come home, I normally sit around for about 1 or 2 hours. I just stitch then And well, basically the last half hour at work, I got big headache, bordering to a migraine, and when I came home, I basically just went to bed and did nothing else. So there's one project I did not stitch on. I'll show you that project in the end, but yeah, no progress there. But for my full coverage piece of the week, I did stitch on Dragon Dancer. The artwork is by Anne Stokes, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And as I said, on this one I stitched for 2 days because I wanted to get a page finish, which I didn't. So I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I'm getting closer and closer to that page finish. And again, this is really washed out. The page ends about here and here. So basically that and a few confetti stitches around the edge of the page. And that will be it. So yeah, I'm getting closer, but still no page finish. This one, yeah, I think all of my projects will be called for in Arbitrary August, so I hope for a page finish in August. This one is stitched on a 32 count Zweigart linen. I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch, and the colors are a little bit better like that, but still nowhere close to how they actually look. Super bright pinkish colors, super amazing, super gorgeous. I think the problem is over there is another window. And I think that's kind of the problem. I mean, it's the reason I chose this room as my crafty room, because it's super bright and so it's easier to stitch. But yeah, I think it's too bright to take my videos in here. So yeah, we'll see about that. Especially with this project. I had problems with this one in my last video too. But yeah, that's where I got to. I did quite a bit down here in the tree trunk or in one of the branches, and the rest I actually don't really remember what else I did. I think I did a few more pinks up in here. So yeah, just a whole lot over the whole page, and I'm getting closer to the page finish, hoping to have it actually done in August. That would be amazing. Yeah, that's that one, and it's a super big piece. So I'm about 5% done. So yeah, this is Dragon Dancer, my full coverage piece for the week. And I still try to get you to see the colors, but yeah, it's just not really working. So this is Dragon Dancer, and now let's move to my next piece, which is my full coverage Fancy Lady. And that was Keep the Fragments by Melanie Dallon and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. So I should show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. Super happy with this one and how much I did on this. Basically, I finished the column, or the diagonal of 10 by 10 blocks down here. I mean, it's just background, but I really love how it turns out. And then I moved up into the next column and stitched the first 2 10 by 10 blocks. And now I have exactly 10 stitches missing, and then I have reached the right corner of the piece, which means I need to finish that diagonal before I can actually do that, because of rules I set for myself. But yeah, that's kind of the goal, to soonish finish that diagonal and move to the top right corner, which is amazing. I know I have a whole lot of fabric left over over here, because when I started this piece, I did not really cut my fabric. I just started stitching. So yeah, that's why I have a lot of leftover fabric. I'm thinking about cutting it up as soon as I reached the top right corner, but so far I have not decided what I want to do on the rest of the fabric. Maybe another story keep. So for the moment I think I will leave it on so I can, if I need to, do only a 2-inch margin on that side, so I have enough fabric left for another piece or something, so maybe I'm just leaving it all. But yeah, this is where I got to, and I'm so happy. It's stitched on a 32 count, a light blue linen, and I'm stitching 2/110 stitch, needleminder from Danka Designs, and yeah, beautiful, just amazing. I love it, absolutely love it. Yeah, that's that one. Can't wait to get back to this one, because next time I stitch on this one, I have not a whole lot to go until I reach that block, and that's a bit more of the crown. And down here, which is about 500 stitches, that's fine. I will reach her hair, not just the fuzzy part around her hair, but the actual hair, which will be black stitching. That will be amazing, and I'm really looking forward to that. I finally reached my halfway point for my year-end goal with this one this week, so that's nice. And then I counted through, and I think I will not reach her face this year, which is kind of sad. But at least I got to her hair and the crown, so that's nice. Yeah, sorry, keep the footprints. And now let's move to my non-full coverage pieces for the week. First of all, my normal non-full coverage piece, which was Cinderella Rex Ridges by John Elliott. I tell you that I think every time. Those are basically two patterns, Cinderella and Rags and Cinderella and Ridges, but you can combine them, and I will combine them and stitch them combined. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. With this one, I take the symbol highest up that is not yet stitched and stitch one length of thread with that. So that means I stitched a bit more of the lilac, a lot in here with the green, and a bit more, or a bit in those very light blues for the fabric she has hanging here, for a towel she has hanging here. So I did a little bit more of that, the green in here, and a bit more of the lilac down there. So yeah, kind of happy with what I did. I knew this was assigned to the day where I would not get a whole lot done, because of the shift I had. It's a very early late shift. So before the shift I normally get close to nothing done, and after the shift I'm normally only awake for about 1 or 2 hours before I go to bed. So it's a bad shift for stitching. But yeah, still very happy with what I did. This is stitched on 28 count casual linen by Pictures Plus in the colorway Fog. I'm stitching 2/2, and the needle minder is from Danka Designs. And yeah, here she is. She's beautiful. Can't wait to get back to her. I have now ordered the beads that will go in here. Normally there are charted French knots. I do not like French knots. You can't say I hate them. So there's a substitute given, or an idea for a substitute with the beads. So I ordered the beads, and I will do the beads in here instead of French knots. So they are ordered, and then I can soonish finish that, backstitch that, and do the beads. So looking forward to that. Yeah, here we go. Really like it. Can't wait to get back to this one, especially with the way I'm stitching it. It's really super easy stitching, because I have a rule for myself which color I'm going to stitch on next, and then I just do one length of thread and go for the next one. And that's really easy, because when I don't have those rules set for myself, I have really, really, really bad problems with deciding which color to take next, what to stitch on next, and so on. So it can happen that I sit in front of my piece, I want to stitch, and I just stare at the chart for minutes and minutes and minutes, deciding what I'm going to stitch on next, and then I sit there for like 20 minutes and haven't stitched a thing because I couldn't decide on what to stitch. So that's kind of crazy. I know that. But that's why for basically all of my pieces, I have set myself rules where to stitch. So yeah, that's that. Okay, and the last piece for the week would have been my non-full coverage Fancy Lady, which this week was Raven Queen by Mirabilia. That's what she's going to look like when she's done. And as I said before, I did not stitch on her at all. For her, I do not have those rules, and I actually was sitting for like 20 minutes and deciding, am I going to stitch on her dress? Am I going to move over to that tower? And then I kind of ran out of time and out of motivation to actually stitch, so I just left it. She stitched on a 32 count of gray linen, and I'm stitching 2/2 needleminder from Lenka Designs. And yeah, she looks the same she did last time because I did not get to her, which is really sad. I really love her. She looks amazing. I mean, especially her face and all those beads in her necklace. She looks amazing. But yeah, with her, I often don't know where to stitch, so I don't at all. And that's sad. That's really sad because especially with my year-end goal on her, I still have a lot to do. And she's one of my fancy ladies, and it's the year of fancy ladies, so yeah, it's very sad I did not get to her, but I hope during August I will, and hopefully I will make good progress during August. That would be really nice. Okay, so that's everything I stitched on and not stitched on. So let's talk very briefly about Arbitrary August because, as I told you, I'm doing a whole video dedicated to Arbitrary August, so I don't want to talk about it too much this video. For Arbitrary August, I'm going arbitrary. Every day I'm going to pull one of those paper slices out of my bowl. Those are all my projects basically, except for those where I have already finished my year-end goal. Those are out of question. I'm not going to stitch on them again this year, except when I've finished all my goals, and I'm nowhere near to that. So all the pieces, all the whips, I have not finished my year-end goal yet, are in this bowl, and I'm going to pull one of those for every day and stitch on every of my projects one day. So basically there are 16 whips in here. There is, for example, the Hello Sunshine cell in here. So if I finish part 2 and part 3 of the Hello Sunshine cell before the 28th of August, where part 4 will be released, and it gets called on the 26th, I'm just throwing it back in and taking another piece of paper. Because, as I said, because when I have finished part 3 and part 4 has not been released, I cannot stitch on them. I have a big piece of paper in here. There are 6 projects on here. Those 6 projects have their birthday in August. So they actually have specific dates I'm going to stitch on them. So example, on the 2nd of August, so tomorrow, Mini Magic Mirror has its birthday. So tomorrow I'm not going to pull a piece of paper out of my bowl. I'm going to stitch on Mini Magic Mirror. My videos. For Arbitrary August, I'm going to do vlog style videos. So as I said, I'm going to I'm going to film my Arbitrary August video today and publish it tomorrow. In this video, I will show you what I will stitch on today, which so far I don't even know yet, but I will after my next video. So it will be released very late on Sunday or on Monday. And then I'm going to release my videos on Mondays. And I'm going to show you my travel stitching in those videos and a vlog style. So every morning before I start stitching, I show you what I accomplished the day before and then I pull a piece of paper out of my bowl together with you. Then I get the project, show you the project, so my starting point, and then I stitch a day on that project. I hope you understood what I meant. But that's basically the plan. So yeah, very shortly. Yeah, I think that's it. Should be a shorter one. I have no idea. I hope you enjoyed. As I said, I'm trying to publish the second video today as well, but we'll see about that. And I will see you, well, later today or tomorrow. And otherwise I'll be back tomorrow in a week with my first vlog style update video for Arbitrary August. Okay, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and I see you hopefully later today. Bye!